I view it potentially as a mistake for the monarch to be given a statement at this time, because I do think that we are thoroughly disunited.
Well, yeah, the king is responsible for his own words, and what he said obviously comes from him and will be seen to have come from him. And on one level, it's a nice statement calling for unity, praising communities and so on. But like you said, people will read into this, and this doesn't address the underlying issues, the underlying tensions that are there in the country, which was sparked off by the murder of 3 English girls in Southport, and that doesn't seem to be addressed. And there's a lot of people in this country who are really, really concerned about rising crime, specifically crime that is associated with migrant communities. And that's not to disparage everyone who is a migrant to this country, but there certainly are things that are happening now which seem to be on the increase. And people who address or speak about this and just express concerns about the rapid mass immigration that we've had over the last 30 years or more, which is changing the way that England feels, are continually disparaged and disdained. And that's not being addressed.
And what would you have liked to have heard from Sir Kier Starmer then? Because obviously he's given a series of press conferences throughout this period. And actually, I'm wondering whether or not they actually reach out to people to say, we hear your concerns, we're going to do something about it. Instead, it seems to have been quite the opposite.
It's completely the opposite. I mean, he went up to Southport the day after the murders had happened with some flowers, put them down, didn't even speak to the people in the community, and he just looked like someone who didn't care, who's going through this playbook that always happens after a migrant crime event, where they lay flowers and then they say, oh, we're going to protect minority communities because they're the ones who are really in danger, never mind the people who were killed, who were English children. And then they have a church service, ring some bells and sing "Don't Look Back in Anger," and then they kill the story and don't talk about it again. And that seemed to be what he was doing. And I think that angered people, because he could have put a lid on it by saying, we understand your concerns and we're going to do something to keep you safe in your communities.